short range, I put Black American in his head, and better housing in America, and better education in America, and better this, and you understand? But once I put Africa in his head, you understand, now when he comes to look at better education, he's going to look at better education, but from one standpoint, how is it going to better Africa? You understand? Now, when he does that, it's entirely different from the Black American who's looking at it, because the Black American will look at education, how to benefit me in America. You understand? What you're going to have is, in fact, when you think you're organizing short-range goals, you're organizing, in fact, for the system in which you find yourself, not for its overthrow. Long-range goals call for revolutionary planning, short-range goals call for reform. That's why it depends upon precisely which one you're going for. If you're going for revolution, you've got to go for long-range goals, no matter how difficult it is. The short-range goals are easier because it's reform. It's easier to get reform than it is to get revolution. But if you're on the long-range goal for revolution, ain't nothing saying you can't use reform for revolution. But before you can use reform for revolution, you've got to fix the long-range goals. Implant it so you can't move, you understand, except for the long-range goals.
Okay, another thing I want to say, first of all, I consider myself an African, first of all. And,
well, you are.
Right.
Well, some people don't know it.
Right, I know. And the thing is, that surprised me, right? I seen some brothers who were originally from Africa, right? And, they were up at Bethlehem Baptist Church this past weekend, and this brother was with them. And the thing they said that tripped me, I was like, use that term. Brothers were calling each other niggas, man. You know, nigga this, nigga that. Man, can't be.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying, it is something wrong with it.
What's wrong with it?
Okay, this is what I'm saying, right?
What's wrong with it? You act like it was what you did.
Okay. Well, I don't know how he was acting, you know what I'm saying? Point he was called a nigga, right? Like I know words can't hurt, right?
No.
But I'm saying,
Richard Pryor makes money off of that.
okay, I'm not talking about Richard Pryor making money.
But ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you can make money off of
The words don't hurt you until somebody put a fist in your face.
I'm saying, hey,
That hurts.
Let him run it.
Words don't hurt.
Let him run it, man.
Go ahead, I hear you.
okay, that's what I'm saying, okay, fuck, took me up the track.
No, you're talking about brothers on the continent saying nigga.
Okay, I'm not talking in terms of all of us in America, all of the African Americans going back to Africa, right? Jews aren't going back, right? I'm not talking about all of us going back to Africa, but having one conscious thought toward the building of it's an African value system, right? You know, by economics, the whole deal, the way you raise your kids, you know, and all that other stuff. And like I said, the battle right now, I see, is a battle for the mind, you know, of the people's mind, right, to what they're going to be thinking in terms of what is life, you know. Like I say, everybody say TV is a powerful weapon because it creates images, right? You know, I know all of you sing Stark and Hush, you know, that's Huggy Bear is an image, you know. Superfly is an image. And the kids, you know, like you lock a kid in the room, or let's say a person in the room from day one, when they're born, they won't learn anything. They'll just be in the dark, right? Lock in the room, they won't have any ideology or anything, you know. You know, they'll know about that room.
Mm-hmm.
They'll know about that.
They'll know about that room. They'll know about what's holding them in there, and when they find out what these hold them in there, they get out. Oh, yeah, you can anywhere long enough. You have to
I didn't think about that.
I had to say two things. One thing that I had to say in reference to what he was saying, he was speaking about these different ideologies. First of all, I think one of the things we ought to do, since we are concerned, since our major point is joining together, we ought to consider our nationalities, and we ought to consider what they done to join together, because I'm quite sure we're not the only people that had this oppressive problem, and we can look at other people and how they join together.
Now we can learn from others. We can, but we ain't gonna. We gonna learn from others. We gonna accept what they, but we gonna solve it ourselves.
No, but this is the point. See, this is the point.
We're not even taking from them.
No. The point is understanding some of the basic in joining together.
Yes.
And another thing I wanted to speak about is
Take time.
y'all don't mind if I take a few minutes.
Take your time.
Thank you. Okay. Now, since we can't seem to get around religion, you know,
No, we can do it. We can take Malcolm's line on it. Malcolm said it perfect. Malcolm said we're not oppressed because we're Christians, because we're Muslims, because we're oppressed, because we're victims of capitalism, because we're Africans. Therefore, when we come to discuss this problem, we put our religions in the closet.
Okay, well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to leave religion out. But it seems as though that everyone would like to express their own views on religion.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay, so what we ought to do then, since everyone wants to express their views on religion, we need to find something in our own religions that are joined together.
Of course, we take the positive aspects of it. But that's not what's to hold us together. We must find something basic to hold us together. Because, for example, we have Christians. If we talk about we got Christians and we got Muslims. You understand? So they're alone, you can't, you see. But we take the positive and something common, we can go ahead and do it.
And you were saying about what Malcolm said about religion, and this brother was speaking about going back to Africa. One of the things about it, if we even want to concentrate on something about going back to Africa, something also the brother said it involves a spiritual thing also. See, so we have to take ourselves back spiritually first.
You know what I found out the other day? That's a free slave. Go ahead.
I want to listen to this. The word nigga. See now, you got to let white people know, black people know that a nigga is a word that white people brainwash you with. That you a nigga means that you're nothing. I call a white man nigga just because I call a black nigga. And have did right there in the student mirror. And I'm on the black people sitting in the place where all these white folks are. And I made them laugh. I made them accept me. Because you know why? I told him, I said, I cut my hand, I was drinking liquor, and Phil I cut my hand. He said, son, you trying to get white, ain't you? I said, no, I'm get white folks. And you drag on white folks paying money, living in the sun, trying to get black and pretty brown like me, and that's the thing you crazy. But you can say anything. But what I'm saying is, we've been brainwashed for a whole lot of saying, a whole lot of things, our color, skin, and we've been brainwashed. See, because in the South, most black people believe if you got a yellow woman, if you can't make a white woman, get a yellow woman, man, you're almost in heaven. You're in heaven saying something. See, so what I'm saying to me, I don't think no one's been there. I don't think I've been no one. I think I'm as good as anyone. And let me finish. So I'm saying, but don't let them call you nigga to get you down. See, they know that hurt you. So I talk to white people like I'm talking to you. I'm talking all whites. I said, nigga. Niggas is just a word. If, like you said, if you act like a nigga, then you are a nigga. So I'm saying, nigga don't mean nothing to me, man. So I'm not gonna give you a nigga right back.
You know, I am proud to be a black man. You know, the dark race rule this world, I just read, and found out the understanding me, and I went through all through school and everywhere. And I just found out it was a black man, a free slave that discovered Chicago.
Paul this down.
Yeah, it was a black man, free slave. You know that? I wonder if you know that.
There's a lot of history we don't know. All right, now
One trying to tie something.
one of them says.
Short Chicago. Free slave.
All right, my sister's got it now.
On the brother who said about going back to Africa. Now, in my opinion, if we're speaking about long-range goals, that should be our long-range goals to go back home. Black people in these United States don't belong here, as far as I'm concerned. Now, everybody might have their own opinion, but I feel like that's just like those whites over there in South Africa doing the same thing that we doing here. See, we don't belong here. Let America be for the whites and the Jews.
No, for the red man, for the red man, for the red man, for the red man, the red man, the red man, the red man.
Red man, I'm sorry. I'm so far. Red man, just next to red man. But like,
Process of germination. They all they in there doing is breeding. In the name of slavery. That's awful. Because you have to understand the composition of the jellyfish. When you know where you can.
But don't worry, we just keep multiplying, we overcome.
But what I'm saying is, stop letting the white people.
Back to organizing now, back to
I
organizing.
mean, to organize, we got to stop being brainwashed and stop brainwashing ourselves to organize.
All right. Now, in the discussion, I want you to know there are two lines that's being advocated. One, which is a minority position, is a revolutionary line, and the other, which is a majority position, is a reform line. And course, I organized for the All African People's Revolutionary Party. Our party's revolutionary. Revolutionary, that means to say we want an overthrow of the system. We don't want, matter of fact, you can see the difference between the revolutionary and the reform line. For example, a brother came to me the other day, he's reformist, says he's revolutionary. He said, man, you see all these people unemployed? We must do something about it. You understand? I'm revolutionary. I said, I want more.
No question. No question. No question.
Well, you understand? Let me show you what the difference is. I'll come there. People think that when a man is hungry, if you're trying to organize him, you feed that man, and when you feed him, you got him. No, sir. No, sir, you feed him, he might fall asleep on you. You know what I'm saying? When you want revolution, you want him hungry.
I take it for
You want him hungrier.
I take it
You want him till he's ready to kill. Then when he's hungry, you say, you want to eat? Destroy
Right.
this system. It's the only way to eat.
Right.
Right. But if you organize him while he's unemployed, he gets a little good job. They give him a little bit more crumbs. No, if you want revolution, you want him thoroughly and completely alienated and dissatisfied with the system under which he lives.
Because if you feed him, he may turn around and think you got something and rob you.
The danger of the reform attitude is that you can come right back into the very movement you think you're fighting against once you've satisfied those immediate needs you're looking for. That's the biggest danger of it. That's the biggest danger. For example, if we have a lot of people here who ain't got no house, they got bad housing, and we wage a ruthless struggle for better housing, when we get better housing, the people will say, see, it's not so bad. If we get into trouble, we just go out and fight again. You understand? So that's the danger of reform, and that's why if you're revolutionary, you don't ever start organizing along the immediate goals, because you get caught with it. Exactly. You get caught with it. You get caught with it. All right.
You say that we can organize, say, to build the unemployment situation, to better the housing situation. I'm saying that we can't act in America within the system to do that.
Why not?
Because the American economic system
Together is something else.
The American economic system cannot provide black people in
Cannot
America
satisfy.
those types of freedoms. They cannot. That's something that you haven't seen in
It's impossible.
years, you won't see. On an individual basis, some black folks have gained, et cetera, but not as a group. Our oppression is a group oppression. That's number one. So I'm saying that those basic, very immediate kinds of things that I've referred to cannot be given to us in the first place against. In the long run, we have to seek and overthrow others. Okay. But at the same time, you seek these things as far as the organization, as far as tactics is concerned, in order to raise the consciousness of the people. I'm saying I'm raising
That's why I Stokely here.
I'm saying that the message is saying that, hey, first of all, we seek, if we could agree on long-term objectives, first of all, we seek the overthrow of the government. This man is saying, hey,
People of government.
the man said,
You did it, didn't you?
I'm going to deal with my father's unemployment, my father's housing. What are the contradictions that exist in trying to struggle for unemployment in America? You see, the thing is, I think that we need to think of reform tactics. I'm not talking about reform, I'm talking about short-term goals that deal with not only trying to resolve some of these the impact of today, but also in the long term, pointing out those contradictions that will lead the struggle on to advance. You see, I've never known a struggle historically to begin at an A and jump to Z. It always begins A, B, C, D.
Of course.
It goes through. You see, so you're talking about going from one point to another. No, minds must be conditioned to certain things. You see, so hence.
Now, what do we condition them to? The long range? No, no. I disagree with you. Now, let me give you an example. Let me use the African community in America. Let me show you the example. Use the African community in America. All right. In the early 1930s, Mr. Elijah Muhammad began organizing. All right. In his organization, he never got involved in one issue in the African community. True or false?
True.
Did he organize a strong, disciplined organization?
True.
Around what? Long range or immediate goals?
But then it gets to the masses. You're talking about
You didn't hear what he said. You didn't hear what he said.
Muhammad gets to the masses. The masses of black people want Muslims.
He had growth of organization. And did this.
Elijah Muhammad, he has organized around
So, I'm just showing you that it can be done. Now, this one's for mystical reasons. Now, we're talking about revolution, so it can't be mystical, because it must be scientific. You understand? But and not only that, I want to show you that the people who being organized were the lowest layers of the society, the lumpen proletariat. Those who had the least amount of consciousness. Those who were even turning against their own people, robbing and shooting and fighting their own people. Those who were most concerned with the immediate goings of quick, ready cash in their hand. And he was able to take this mass, which every other organization is afraid to deal with, you understand, who want these immediate goals, and transform them to long-range goals, so that they would even take their money that they have earned from hard sweat and give it back to him.
And that was a failure of this organization. Because of their relationship, the economic relationship that they had with the power structure.
They were still supporting it. They would still support it. The failure was mysticism.
Hence, they did not have the mental ability to seek, I don't say mental ability because I don't think it's far from others. They had to seek certain long-term goals that we can deal with as far as.
No, they were seeking long-term goals. They were seeking, his goals were clear, brother. His goals were clear. We have a piece of this land that belongs to us. Allah don't come and give us a piece of this land. All you got to do is be clean, don't eat pork, don't mess with white women, don't worry about their society, don't be corrupt, clean up, work hard, and Allah gonna take care of everything. That was the whole line. That's mysticism, of course. It is mysticism, because even in the early days, if you read his paper, when there was a hurricane, you understand, when he was in trouble, he used to say, Allah is coming, you see wiping out the white devils, you go back and read the paper. I grew up with the Nation of Islam. I'm organized. I was always looking for the right answer. I used to read them thoroughly. When there was hurricanes, you remember when there was a big plane crash in Georgia, and they wiped out about 100 white people, richest white families in Georgia. I'll never forget Malcolm running all over talking about that. On Harlem, he said, we told you, you see them big, all of them went down, them hunkies down there. They went down, Allah is doing that. Every time there was a hurricane, he was using this mystification to justify his system. But it's undeniable that he was able to transform a class that is most interested in immediate goals at any price possible and transform them into just about robots who are willing to wait for long-range objectives.
Yeah, you're right. He got robots. He got robots. What he got? They can't even think for themselves.
I'll do it all. I did an example here, but let's take Mao Zedong. When Mao Zedong was organizing, even Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh couldn't feed the people in Vietnam when he started organizing.
Oh no, but the thing is,
long range. All right, let's go to China. Mao Zedong. All right.
in the process of the organization was the landlord peasant relationship that existed in China. They organized around that first of all, and then from there they saw the contradiction that existed between those who had the land and those who owned, those who did not own it, those who production. Hence that contradiction intensified to a degree when it came a time where it had to hit all, and hence it sought, and its end objective was long term.
Listen, let's see what I corrected. You remember Sun Yat-sen? Remember him? All right. When he was talking about the long-range movement in China, did he not have a great influence upon all of them even today? Sun Yat-sen is still vice president of China. So it was along these long-range goals, this nationalism that Mao himself got. When Mao said he can't look at his little county.
I'm not negating the fact that they did not organize around long-term goals.
I'm saying that is what was they call themselves. They organized the Communist Party. You know what communism is? You know what that goal is?
I'm saying that tactically. This is our
No. It's the Chinese Communist Party. This is not.
No problem with that.
Is that personally organized? Is communism a short-range goal or a long-range
But
goal?
we're talking about the party. The party was one thing. I'm talking about organizing of the people.
But the party, the Chinese Communist Party, that's what Mao got into.
I'm talking about the people. When they organize the people,
They organize the people.
what did they go out to tell the people?
They organize the people around communism.
What is this man cheating?
Well, look at Castro. Look at Castro.
It's long-range goal.
Look at Castro. Castro organized the
Now, you know what happened? You know what happened?
Long-range goal.
Castro didn't do it. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened to Castro. Let me tell you what happened to Castro. The Joint Chiefs of Staff right here, them whitest, got him where he at. As soon as he got there, yes sir. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, they run that man in the heel. The Joint Chiefs of Staff and Pentagon got him where he at now. he run the office out of Havana. Now, did you hear that? He run the office out of Havana.
And we have to struggle with them. We have to struggle with them. There's no way. So if the brothers say the short range must be first range all sides, and I'm saying long range.
Right.
We got to at least struggle with this until we come to some point. You understand? Because me, I'm afraid if I go to short range orientation, then you know after the struggle for 5 years to get better housing, short range. You understand? Then what happens usually is that the people are petered out. You understand? So if I'm gonna peter somebody else out for 5 years, I'd rather peter them out with something that's gonna build for a long time so you can they out the way that's gonna continue. You understand what I'm saying? So even here, before you begin organizing, these are the questions you must come to people. And this is one that's very important. Is it you need the long range?
I'm saying the ability for black people to get housing, to get adequate housing, and to get adequate employment in America is impossible within the framework of America.
That's understood. And since it's impossible, come right after the jump and tell the people revolution.
But first of all, what you do is to deal with those problems. I have no problem with that, man. If you organize people around that. But I say historically,
You must.
that is not the case. That is not the case.
All right, let's see louder.
I feel that
Now we're getting a real discussion. Now we got the real discussion.
Jane would just be someone else with another program. It might be a program with some federal funds. It might be a program for elected office. It might be a program for anything that will not take care of large groups of people. So then you have to have some method of establishing some type of credibility with the people, because they're not ready.
There's only one way. There's only one way. And that's like constant work among the people.
Right. That's the reason why.
That's the only way.
That's the reason why he's here.
That's the only way. That's the only way.
That's the reason why he's here.
Well, like break down what you would consider the pitfalls of mysticism. And
All right.
do you believe that skilled revolutionary can deal with reform, on a short range basis, still be
Revolutionary.
able to like a
Yes.
long range objective?
Yes, of course you can.
I'm saying, man,
Of course you can. And this is the question we're saying. It's a little bit more than what we're saying now. I'm saying that the revolutionary can deal with reform. Ain't no question about it, you understand? But he must understand that reform is not an end.
oh no.
It's only a means. And the means is the means to destroy the very thing on which he finds himself. For example, if I'm a congressman in this country, I'm only using the Congress up there to destroy the Congress. I'm using my position in Congress to destroy it. I get up when I make speeches, I point out the contradictions. I show how absolutely ridiculous it is. I show the worthlessness of it. I show it has no power relationship to people. When I come to my constituency, I educate inside of there, you understand? That's what it means. But some of them, they get carried away. I think that when they get up in there, they really can do something.
Right. Well, I think okay, good. But as far as mysticism, that goes kind of back to the question I asked you.
We must root it all out. No mysticism.
What do you think about astrology?
Astrology? Astrology is a science, my brother, like all things. It's not handled like a science today. For example, if you go back to study the mystery system in Egypt from where astrology came, before one of what they even called them priests in those times, so the name is not the same as today because it wasn't mystification, it was science. But before one of them could even talk or give prediction about astrology, they had to study for 14 years. They studied the highest laws of physics, the highest laws of chemistry, the highest laws of biology, the highest laws of mathematics before they could even open their mouth. They had to study for 14 years. That means it wasn't until you were about 32 that you were coming out even being able to say something. It is a science, there's no question about it. But it's not handled like a science today, it's handled like mystification because the enemy knows that the people are dissatisfied. He knows the people are alienated from the system and becoming more alienated every day. He knows it, you understand? So what he wants to do is throw a lot of things out there to just catch them, this one, the stars, this other one, this new program, just to catch them, because he can't stop it. All he can do is hope to slow it down, you understand? He himself knows he can't stop it, he can just slow it down. So what we have to do is anything that's mysticism, sweep it out the way, because mysticism has deceived us for too long. All we want out here is what you can see, I can see. What you can know, I can know. Not you who are special could know and only you can know. No, we ain't going for that one. We ain't going for that. Everybody must be able to know. If I'm a pilot, ain't nothing mystical about being a pilot. You may not know how to fly, but you can fly. You've got the same ability to fly. So anything that this man can do, you must have the same ability to do. But anytime he got ability and you don't have it, it ain't going for that one. Even if the reverend comes up here and says he's God, and he's the messenger of God, and he's the only one who can see God, I ain't going for that one. If he can see God, I can see God. That's when you get rid of mysticism, you automatically ingrain a theory of egalitarianism, where not only is everybody born equal, but everybody has the same opportunity to acquire the same amount of knowledge, just like anybody else. It's not given to certain people. That's why we must wipe out mysticism.
What do you think about the civil rights of this country? Is it long range or short range, and can you kind of box this place up into?
The civil rights struggle in this can only be seen as short range. It can never be seen as long range.
If Baki wins this case, which I don't think he will, how far do you think that will set us back?
If Baki wins the case, he won't set us back. It pushes forward.
It will?
Well, again, depends upon whether you see reform or revolution. Matter of fact, I wish they'd give it to him.
Why?
Then you get everybody together.
Hey, because number one, the goals of the 60s were in fact civil rights goals. Now watch how the left wing in this country can become confused because they're the one pushing Baki. Now they criticize us because they say in the 60s we were pushing for bourgeois goals, equal opportunity in housing, access to restaurants and public places, schools and all of that. Now the Baki case represents in fact a bourgeois goal. You understand? Now I'm not saying that one should not fight for those goals, make no mistake about it. Of course not, you fight for every goal, yes. But it is a bourgeois goal. And what they're doing is the people who will be affected by the Baki case now is in fact the bourgeoisie in our community. And they're trying to coalesce the masses, you understand, through these demonstrations and mass movements to make the masses come out to fight for a democratic goal, for a bourgeois goal at a time when there are more profound problems in the community. This is just to rip off the energy of our people and to misguide it. That's all it's for. You understand? I say if he wins or don't win, don't make no difference. If he wins, we get more brothers and sisters going into university, better chance to work with them and make them get their knowledge and use it for the mass of people. If he don't win, we get the bourgeoisie upset. We ain't got to worry about divisions. They're already in line to fight. They're already in line to fight. So it doesn't make any difference really at that much. Doesn't make that much difference. Matter of fact, I hope they do roll it back. Because once they roll it back, it will again bring pressure on the community. Now, I'm a revolutionary, you understand? In revolution, you have to be able to mold and bend the people. Secretary Ray says, when you take steel and you want to mold steel, you got to put it under pressure, make it white hot. The hotter it is, the easier it is to bend. He said, what do you think about people? So the more pressure we got, the better we are able to mold and bend and go forward.
In other words, make us see.
Make it hot. Yeah, I want it hot. I want it hot.
Right. Well,
That's why I want to be careful about how I move to reform. Because by moving to reform, I could be putting Band-Aid and helping to keep the people quiet. You understand? So when I come to look at reform, I look at it from a revolutionary point of view. Is it going to help the revolutionary program, not the system against which I'm fighting? Because the reform program can help the system. If they go out and get all the people to make, like, let me show you what they did with Angela Davis. They had everybody out here putting their energies, free Angela, free Angela. Once Angela was freed, all that energy.
What it was wasted.
All that energy. Of course, now, nobody could not argue against freeing Angela Davis. Nobody cannot. How can you argue against that? You must fight to free her. You understand? But when you take all that energy, you understand, you had that energy going, and just do it like that, and then when it's finished, you just drop. Man, now you got to come and work all the way back up again, and you're just wasting time. No matter what the best intentions. The road to hell is laid with the best intentions. So again, you must be here scientific. Is this program going to help us on a long-range view? If it is, good. If it's going to help the system later. Because in the end, the Angela Davis case does help the system. Because the system proves that we ain't so bad. You understand? We ain't so bad. Maybe you just take a little bit of pressure to put on us, but with a little bit of pressure, we can mold. Therefore, you don't need revolution. That's exactly what it says to people. Therefore, you don't need revolution. You understand? So again, all these programs must be handled from the point of view of your long-range objective, otherwise you get confused. You get totally confused. Now, a lot of organizations out there are going to spring up. They're going to be dealing with welfare. They're going to be dealing with tenants organization. They're going to be dealing with, they're going to be all over, you understand? But as long as you're clear, not only will they not confuse you, they'll be working for you.
Right. You know, I was just wondering, like I was saying, that, I'm proud to be a black man, I remember, you understand me, when the whitey was killing their own people, And then here's a man that sits back and says, my offer shall return. There's a house that had left a whole battleship of Negroes out there in the ocean. Out there in the ocean. They was killing their own people up. You know that? White man's a dumb dude, you know. Yes, indeed. Anyhow, but they won the war. Black man won that war. You understand me? Don't get no consideration, though. No consideration. I'm proud to be a black man.
You know, this is important because just 2 days ago I was reading the Russian Encyclopedia on Africa, and they showed, for example, in World War I, now we didn't complete the numbers, but I gave it to a brother to complete it for me. In World War I, the British, the French had 500,000 Africans under arms. The British had 500,000.
Yes, indeed.
The Germans had about 200,000. You understand? I forgot, the Portuguese had some, he had all of them, and he didn't have how many America had. So I went to brother, go get America, put them all together, you will probably see that we were in fact the majority fighting force in the armed forces in World War I. Again, this just goes to show you a question. If you don't take your history as a unified whole, you get confused. You get totally confused.
Right.
This comes now to the point that I'm really getting at, because we get to that, and we're going to bring it down.
Okay, like, I would like to say that the best organizing for black folks is love. And we have to do is spread a little love to our brothers and sisters, and it'll all come out in the end. And this is a long range, because love is forever. See, God is love, and Allah is love, and that's forever. And about our house situations, we don't have to sit back and wait for that man downtown to appropriate money for our houses. We have friends, brothers, sisters, uncles, nephews, relatives, whoever, who have skills that can fix up our houses, our own selves. We can build our own.
We must be organized. We must be organized.
We have to start somewhere.
Well, don't you know, don't you know one thing? Let me tell you something. You know, the people in Annapolis, you understand, is well together. You know, I come from Southwest, you know, right down there in the ghetto. You know, the white man said ghetto, we said slum. I was born and raised in the alley, but that alley was so beautiful and them houses were so beautiful. See how people make this stuff living property.
That's true. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Spread. An individual has to have love for himself before he can love another.
Oh, I love everybody. I love you, baby.
That's good.
I love everybody.
All right, this is, I don't think we're getting off the issue, but we want to get clear on the issue. It is a question of organization. We have all these things. It's just a question of how to pull it together. That's what we're discussing.
Right.
Just do it. You know.
All right, go ahead.
It is easy. It's not that easy. But that's one thing. We have to be positive.
We are positive.
We are.
We're not negative. We're not negative.
You just say,
We're not negative. We're not negative. We're not negative.
That ain't helping this question. How? Everybody
Man.
wants to know how.
I say, how much style we gonna win it in?
Time?
How much style?
Style?
Yeah, we gonna win. Ain't no question about it.
Yeah.
It's a question of how much style we want to win it. Well, you know, we stylish.
What about white people? Do you think
What white? I never seen no white person.
white people can be genuine help to help us?
We shouldn't look at white people as a genuine help to us. We should look to them as genuine revolutionaries to destroy vicious systems and to fight for just systems. That's all. You don't have to look for nobody to support you.
So you think that racism that we should be conscious of us as black people?
Of course, but white people are going to fight against the system. Everybody working class in this country going to fight. There ain't no question about that. They got to fight. You understand? We have an independent movement. Anytime you have a movement, you must decide only upon the strength of the people inside your movement. The first law of revolution is self-sufficiency. You understand? So we have a revolution to make. We decide this is what we got to do. How much can we do by ourselves? We got to do it all by ourselves. If somebody helps us, fine, we can take it. If they don't help us, no problem. But ain't nobody gonna help us and direct us. And the only way you will stop that is when you depend only upon yourself and know that yourself is capable of doing it. You don't need nobody else. If they help you, fine, thank you. In Africa, you don't refuse. Thank you.
Well, is racism unrevolutionary?
Of course it's unrevolutionary.
Sure it is. I tell
It's
you,
reactionary.
you know what blows my mind? You know what blows my mind? You hear about the native grind, you understand me? Supposed to be Christian, you understand me? Born against, you understand me? Faggots. You know, that's not Christianity. A person is what he is, and let him stay what he is. You know, they find people. You know, I was running around, and we had one of the biggest faggots in the world, but he was smart. He thought it was good. He thought it was good. No, Mr. Jenkins down at Round.
Let's
It was a stone faggot, but he taught school.
Yeah, but the school system has been infiltrated by it.
No, it wasn't me. Oh, it wasn't not in this day. You go back to your mind.
Let's go
He
forward.
was a good teacher.
What about food?
All right, my brother.
See, every man got some sugar.
My brother, the question of food people raise. Me, I'm a very bad person to ask about it because me, I'm traveling all the time.
Yeah.
One day I'm here, next day I'm there, and I'm eating whatever the people eat. So I'm very shy. I know I should be, my brother, but I'm just saying at certain times you can't do it.
Right.
If you're not careful,
Right.
I remember some people used to make food such a dominant thing that in the 1960s, if you ate pork, people would tell you you're really revolutionary. Now, I'm just giving you an example.
Right.
I understand it's important, but I'm saying certain things has to be regulated at certain time. I know this human machinery. You understand? It's not just about anything. I know that. During the Chinese Revolution, where Mao Zedong, when the people didn't have food, they took off their shoes and burnt the leather from their shoes and made soup with it. That's a fact. You understand? So I'm just saying it is important, but you got to figure out what's more important at a certain time in your life. I'm not saying it's not important.
Yeah, it's very important.
It is very important, but I got to fight with what I got. I can't afford to buy that. Is what I can afford to get. But unfortunately, it's the best I can do this time. I'm not saying it shouldn't be neglected. No, it's important. But we now can't even talk about it scientifically because we're not even producing.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's a part of it.
But that could be a motivating force to make us produce even more, or to reach to a quicker position where we can produce properly. I know, but it is a fact, my brother. When a brother comes to me and says, well, we should only eat this or eat that or eat that, it's a fact that we have to depend on others to produce things. Is it not? I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm not saying that we shouldn't take care of our health. Of course, you cannot say that. And I'm saying that I'm a very bad person to ask because of where I am. And instead of that, I would leave here, I'll drive somewhere. On the way home, we're going to get hungry. If I didn't get time to eat meat, I should stop eating. I eat meat, yeah. Well, now that's not true now, because you know, the Messiah eat meat. And the Messiah some warriors.
You know, people always
And they eat meat raw.
Right, but we're talking about science, and we're talking about biology, and making a better person, so that the thoughts can be clear, and that.
Well, I think my thoughts pretty good now. I know some
I'm not
vegetarians.
saying that, I'm only saying that, you know,
Just because you're vegetarian don't mean you think better than that.
You know, I'm saying,
People always talk about, you know, what they eat, you know, this health food and stuff. I just want to float out there.
I'm not-
Float right on out.
food program should be
Let
a
me
part
float
of
right
the
on out.
overall program that we have.
It cannot be at this time, but that you're being serious to organize the masses. It just cannot be.
Anyway,
No, I think we
It's
will.
important that
I'm not saying it is not important. I'm saying the question. But it's a question of priority. You saying that I would say it's better to teach the young man how to shoot than teach him how to eat right.
Right.
Priorities.
Hey,
Huh? No, yeah, it's a reality. It's a reality. You talking about people on unemployment.
Nope.
That means unemployment, you can only eat really what you can afford.
see, the way that we act against each other in the community as black people is attributed to what we have in our bodies.
I'm not
That,
sure.
well, I mean, this is fact, this is scientific fact, that make us, you know, aggressive with one another. That is the
All right.
result.
Okay, I agree with that. Let's
That's
argue.
the result of a lot of sugars and a lot of drugs
All
and
right.
other things in our body.
All right.
So, you know, you will find this out if you do this yourself, that if you deal with foods that won't cause disturbances in your body, you will be like be more harmonious towards, like, you know,
All right.
will enable more to be done.
No problem. If we organize it, is the primary contradiction out here with the food we eat or with the capitalist system we face?
Capitalist system is overall.
Which is the primary contradiction, the food we eat or the capitalist system we face?
Capitalist system we face.
Overall contradiction, but, like,
Keep spreading the
looking at
chemicals and putting all that
ways
stuff
and
on that
methods
food.
to deal with overcoming the capitalist system, and we have to choose many routes. There have to be many specialists and different methods for helping the entire program to be successful. And the only thing I'm saying is food is one important route.
the best
We
way
have
to
to deal
destroy anybody is to mess up what they put in their bodies. See,
That's no question. But is the fundamental contradiction, with the food we eat or with the
Right.
capitalist system?
well, okay, capitalist systems solid, right? Okay, but we as individual people have to take care of ourselves, so we don't have to worry about that capitalist.
That's the question, but take this. If we destroy the capitalist system, then we can control what food we eat.
We don't have to destroy them.
Yes, we do.
Control what we eat.
Oh, see, now you want to reform. See, that's how you run it right to reform. As long as the capitalist system makes you eat some vegetables, you ain't gonna mess with it.
Why don't you plant your own garden then? Why don't you plant your own garden?
That's what we got.
God is planted, brother.
It is.
God is planted.
It is. We're going, but we just want you to know that if we eat the right food, if all of us eat the right food, it's still not going to solve the problem. The major contradiction of capitalism.
I hear.
Let me ask you, brother. Let me ask you one question. But I'm going to repeat what he said. But I'm
Speak loudly.
Okay, let me ask you one question. You want to organize. Let's say you want to go.
Let's let the children go out. We thank you all for coming. You must study hard for the people here. I hear you. Oh, thank you. We're not finished now. We're gonna type in 10 minutes, bro. We're gonna type in 10 minutes. Well, you can 10 minutes. You can give up the cigarette. You want to give up food? You can give up cigarette for 10 minutes. I'm encouraging you to do right. Come on. Well, if it is, you're supposed to help regenerate it now. If you're going to organize and they're going to degenerate on you.
It sounds good, but then just perhaps
He's confused.
All right. All right, let the brother go now.
yeah, I gave you the say. You wanted to organize. If you could let it or not, organize something.
Louder, louder.
Yeah, you can't speak it out. You speak it You said our goal is to organize. But let's say, if you want to organize some things, you might go some far away. But you need something to get. There's no food what you like to get. What are you going to do that time? Are you going to starve or you don't want to organize?
First of all, there's a difference between starvation and fasting. Okay, the only difference is fear, because you can live without food.
How
Hey, what? Well, as long as you have water, you can go for quite a bit of time.
Oh yeah, I fast before.
Okay, but the only difference is in countries like in the Sahara and other places, because doctors come into this country also. CIA has published reports on it, and that's available.
Let me ask you.
Okay, but no, I'm getting
The
your
back
question.
way, before you go. You say in Sahara, you want to organize some people in Sahara. What are you going to do?
Well, I don't know too much about it.
You
You said that job, I'm only
Yeah.
giving you an example of things that I have read about. I've never been to Sahara. But there's a difference between starvation, forced starvation, and fasting, or abstinence from food. And the main difference is in the mind of the individual. That is fear, being afraid. Because when you're afraid that there is no more food, that causes biochemical changes in the body. That really begins to dehydrate the body. And then you have problems. You die. But with controlled fasting, that is putting your mind into the position where you can deal without food, you can survive.
But you are talking in short term. But you are talking
I'm only talking about what I know about, you know, like the specifics of what I know. I know that the goal is much greater than food. But I know that it's a part of achieving the goal most successfully that we be cautious about what we put in our bodies. And we can be that if we're going to be elevated persons who change the situation.
But it still isn't showing how long you can stay. If you're talking about it in the long term.
It depends on the individual. It depends on the individual's biochemical makeup. That is like all the impurities that this individual has in their body that need to be rid from their body. It depends on the level of water, the quality of water that the person is able to get. It depends on the work and the energy that this individual burns. It depends on a lot of circumstances. But people can survive with pure
hold on.
Yeah, I hear. But you know, they ain't reaching no agreement. I know when we're reaching. I hear.
So if we're gonna be elevated persons that make our situation better than what it is now, food is only one of them.
Once you break the capitalist system, then you're even in a better position to talk about food. Because once you break it open, now you can produce. You don't have to put all these things that are bad for the body. You don't have to put them out on the market.
But that's why I asked you about steel revolutionary use and reform to achieve the overall goal.
Yeah, but then that's why I go back to saying, no, I'm coming to the fundamental contradiction, revolution, not reform. But what we can do is that, as a matter of fact, if what you say is correct, let me show you how dangerous it would be.
No,
If what you say is by certain foods will make us more harmonious with each other, then give us all these foods, and we can be so happy with each other, you understand? And that just dulls consciousness for a little while longer.
It's
That's
still
a hypothetical situation.
we've got about 8 minutes. I want to see if you can answer this question for me in a few minutes.
Okay, quality of the
I got some
thoughts.
deep
You
stuff to
agree
run
that
to.
it's important that we have to be intelligent and have good quality thoughts in order to be able to analyze.
Okay, can I tell you how I think we get good quality
the
thoughts?
situation that
Only
we
through
are.
struggle.
Sure, it's struggle.
Only through
There's
struggle.
always struggle, but the thoughts have to emulate from within.
No. No, I knew that was coming. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, let me get my point across, okay, what I feel.
You take an idealistic position.
Yeah, right. And
I'm taking the idealistic
Yes, you are.
because I have struggle, my life is based on it.
And I'm saying it's only through struggle that you get proper qualified thoughts. Only through struggle you get the qualified thoughts, not through the food you eat.
Well, see, what you equate that with struggle is that experience is the best teacher.
It is the only.
It's the most painful teacher.
It's the
We
only.
were given as people intelligence. You understand? So intelligence alleviates a lot of experiences that would be unnecessary for us to suffer.
But they must either understand that either directly or indirectly. True.
Intelligence has a material weight.
Of course it must.
Right, okay, but as teachers and as leaders,
That's how. All right.
we must, in a sense, instill the proper method of analyzing and intelligence to our people.
From the outside.
Well, that's fortunate.
That's
So
how
that's
we eat.
no, so see, you said directly and indirectly.
Right.
I say indirectly, our thoughts are the quality of the food we eat. I say indirectly, okay? You even brought that up. Not directly, okay, but indirectly. Because the type of thoughts that we think, our ability to even analyze situations depends on our blood supply. The blood that circulates the brain, that feeds the brain. Now, if the blood is impure, that will not allow quality thoughts to enter or be formulated in the mind, because the mind is a physical entity within itself. It is a machine that must be fed blood. So with the purity of the blood is based on the food, the types of food that we place in our diet.
Because I don't think that people who are considered to be great thinkers ate different food.
Well, we have great drinkers that come up under, they come up under odds. I'm not saying that the entire thought process, quality of thought is based on like what we eat, because it's obvious that a lot of athletes that are gifted in their own way, they eat meat. But that's struggle. Again, that's what you're saying, struggle. But we had not the time to allow or to even put everybody in a position to deal with struggle. Or to experience what we have experienced.
No, we must, because you only learn through your own struggle. It's only when you learn through your own struggle that it's properly learned.
As a revolutionary, I learned that we must be willing to eat rats to survive. And how pure is rat meat?
How you did things?
Whatever the case is.
Hey, can I have your earphone?
All right, 1 minute. I think the question of food is well taken, but I really think that the fundamental point is the struggle against capitalism. But without replaying, we're just saying that some people try to make it more important.
Right.
The reason why I'm fighting so hard against it too is that if you go back to the Nation of Islam, Muhammad speaks in their paper, they had a strong point that what you eat is supposed to make you so, we had the whole section.
You are what you eat is what it like.
It's very effective.
Well, I don't know. I ain't seen them struggle out here, brother. When this struggle was out, I ain't never seen them struggling. That's a fact.
They don't have to struggle on. A lot of things.
No.
So you have to
You got to struggle.
You struggle. We all struggle. You have to listen, because
But you said they didn't have to struggle.
Look, no, it's certain things within dealing with the sociological relationships with each other that they didn't have to struggle. You know, and then on some points they did. But I don't want to struggle.
Brother here, and then we're gonna tie it up.
Right, I got a question for you, Stokely. You talking about togetherness. You know, how come you understanding me and black Africans, ignore us?
Well, I'm not sure they do.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, they don't. Yes, they do. Let me give you an example.
Yes, they do.
Let me give you an example. If you go, now this one is right there, you can see it. If you go and read the first charter of the Organization of African Unity, you will see that as weak as they were, they put a statement in there saying that discrimination on part of governments against people of African descent living in other parts of the world will cause serious conflict between the African governments.
Yeah, well, I went to a cabaret. I went to a cabaret up in Embassy Road. I went to a cabaret last month up in Embassy Road. And you know how African people were sitting here, and we tried to get in that table, and all man, this table here, you can't get in here.
Oh, that's something else, bro. You know why I can't answer that question? Because I tell you, they treat you fine. I'm not thinking about my wife.
We couldn't even I know you're white. And she can get in my ear. She can sing in my ear anytime. She can sing in my ear
I
anytime.
just want to show you how nice they can be to you.
You know, when you, well, that's one. That's one.
I know. I get one. This is the wife.
I know this is before you married her. I know she had my ear. When you look on
It's just the enemy trying to divide us. Even if they don't want us, we have a responsibility to let them know that we are brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, when you were speaking in Meridian Park, when you was on 14th Street, and I was telling you I was up there,
Now we gotta roll on. Just sit right now, we're gonna roll on this time. Yeah. Come on. Let me roll it over. Now we discussed a lot of things. Some people said it generated, some people said more off. The reason is that you must know if you are really concerned about organizing the people, this is just a small example of what you must be willing to go through and fight against. When you go to the community to organize, you'll find brothers who will tell you if you don't talk about God, you ain't organized. You'll find brothers who tell you if you don't talk about food, you ain't organized. I push them to it, of course. But to give you an example, you'll find brothers tell you if you ain't talk about Allah, you ain't organizing. You'll find brothers that tell you about so many different things. If you are an organizer, you must listen to each and every one of their different, various, crazy, and mystified ideologies. If you're an organizer, you must listen, because it's only by listening that you'll be able to detect, number one, their fallacies in thinking, their incorrect positions, and the positive points that you can hook them and pull them over into. All right, that's one. Again, I go over. Anytime you go, don't get discouraged. If you get discouraged, you ain't helping nobody but the enemy. If you get frustrated, you ain't helping nobody but the enemy. All right. Secondly, the question of long range versus short range. Long range must be the most important if we're talking about revolution at all times. That's where we start. It is the most difficult to start with. It is the most difficult to start with. It's easier to start with what they can see. It's easier to start with unemployment. It's easier to start with welfare mothers. It's easier to start with things that they can see. It's the easiest, but it's also the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous because you get so involved in that one thing, and you are doing some good. Make no mistake about it, that you can't see the forest for the trees. Therefore, the long-range one, the one that you go for, while it's the most difficult, it's the most rewarding. Again, we go back to give the example of the Nation of Islam. If that one were to now hook in with the issues in the community, it would have gone. We organized the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. Ours is revolutionary, therefore it's long range. Our objective is Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is the total liberation and unification of Africa under scientific socialism. Now, when we try to organize people, and say, well, how you explain that to the man on the street? The man who's unemployed, the man, when they do that, we're long range. You understand? Even if it's going to take us 10 years to knock this into his head, you understand? That this is the only thing that's going to solve the problems for generations to come. If you could take 10 years to knock it in his head, once he got in his head, you're going to have revolution. Once you're going to have revolution. Because your job is to politically especially today because there's so many problems. But that short-range organization will not do it. It must be the long-range goal. We say the objective, and this is the only solution that's going to solve our problems. Now, just when you talk about the total liberation and unification of Africa under scientific socialism, it means you have a lot of battles. First, you got to tell the brother that Africa is his home, America is his home. You understand? Now, that struggle. Now, people want to run from the struggle. You understand? Because, like we said, they have a tendency in this country to run from struggle. It's easy to come and talk about unemployment and organize around unemployment, talk about housing. It's easy to do that, but it's difficult when you're fighting against a key spot that the enemy knows. And once these Africans in this country understand that they have no loyalty to America and the capitalist system, and understand their loyalty is Africa, nothing will stop them. Absolutely nothing. Once you teach a little reform, if you haven't put properly in the long range, you'll still be hooked to the American capitalist system. They'll still be tied to it. And not only will they be tied to it, but they will be looking to benefit their condition inside the capitalist system. And once you're looking to benefit your condition inside the system, you're finished as a revolutionary. Ain't no way out for you. Now, in fact, after a while, you come back and say, it's the best one in the world. You understand? So, the long-range one, that's our party's task. That's our goal. We understand it. The ideology of our party is encrumism. This one, again, is more task. It calls for hammering in the people. We say it can't be done unless we are organized. Now, in the back, you'll find some sisters who have some slips about our party. Fill them out if you're interested. Let me tell you something about our party. It's revolutionary. So we ain't going for no quick, fast, in a hurry solution. The organizing that we are doing now, we are going to lay down ideology and institutions that will affect generations to come. So our task is a serious one. We're not just talking about feeding the man. No, we're talking about how 5 centuries from now, you understand, everything's going to be moving forward in our society. That's what we're talking about. That's the responsibility we have. Now, people say to me all the time, I find brothers and sisters our age, I'm 36. They come to me all the time and say, my grandfather, he didn't do nothing, Jim. He didn't do nothing. If he'd done something, I'd have been so-and-so. But while they're condemning their grandfathers, and they recognize that their grandfathers had an effect on their lives, they don't recognize the effect they have on their grandchildren's lives. Now, in our party, we keep trying to strum into you every step you take, just like the step your father took, just like the step your grandfather took, had an effect upon your life. Every step you take has an effect upon your great-grandchildren's life. So here, too, you must come to see organizing as this long-range goal. Now, we didn't discuss Pan-Africanism. That's not important. That's a solution. We know it's a solution. We say that if people are really interested in organizing the people, if they really are concerned about the people, they will struggle, and they'll find the truth. So all we can do is encourage you. If you want to find out about our party, you can sign up. Our sisters there, brothers back there will talk to you a little, and then call you back at a later time and explain. If you're not interested in the party right now, then we encourage you to struggle. In any field you want to struggle, just struggle for the people. Because we know once you struggle for the people, you'll arrive at the correct conclusion if you're serious and sincere. We thank you very much for coming. Your interest has inspired us to show that people are inspired. Of course, we want organization. We want it, and we want you to help us organize. We just discussed some of the things about organizing the party. We'll discuss it more. One other thing. In our party, if you come and look at the party, we struggle inside the party. We have big arguments inside the party. Matter of fact, we struggle more inside the party than we do outside. We encourage struggle because we're not afraid of it. We know it's only through struggle that you learn. So we even prepare you how to struggle. Cynthia?